Okay. All right, Miss Harvey, darling, it's all yours.
All right, good morning, guys. Just a heads up, if I start coughing, I'm a little sick, so I'm sorry if I start coughing and I go a little crazy for a second. So, just a warning. Okay, so today we're reading Bluebird and Coyote. So, reading folk tales. I don't know, did you guys already talk about folk tales in class? Did you guys already do folk tales?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, great, because I love folk tales, so I like that I get to introduce you guys to them. Okay, so, does anybody want to read for me, or should I read it? Should I do this part? I'll do this part for you guys, and then I'll have you guys read the story for me. Okay, so folk tales are stories from long ago that have been told over and over. Look for. Now remember to keep these things in mind while we're reading the story, okay? So animals that act and talk like people. Every single folk tale has animals that act and talk like people, right? Storytelling phrases like long ago, because a lot of the times folk tales are said way, way, way in the past. And the reason why an author tells a story. So pay close attention to what's going on with all the characters and why, because there might be a lesson that we can learn from it. So just keep that in mind. So again, make pictures in your mind as you read. Folk tales a lot of times have really, really vivid storytelling words. And even though there are pictures, I want you guys to do some picturing sort of in your head. And I want you guys to kind of envision everything while you're reading. Does anybody want to try reading the power words for me before we get started? I have my version of the popsicle sticks. I don't have my own, but I have my cup. So I'll pick one out of my cup. Okay, how about, is Adriana here?
Mm-hmm. She should be.
I can only see a couple of you at a time, and 3 of them on my screen right now are teachers. I gotta go through.
Adriana is here. Go ahead, Adriana. You can unmute yourself, Adriana.
I just want you to try the power words right at the side here, just before we start.
See in that little box, Adriana?
In the little box,
Let's look at those words and see what they say. Let's try our best. The first one starts with the letter D. Duck, duck. Up, up. Ooh. Dull. When you say dull, we'll have duck. Up. Ooh. Dull. 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 Good. Okay. Do you know what the word dull means, Adriana? Do you know what dull means?
No.
If something is dull.
Okay.
Dull means something that maybe isn't so exciting, maybe a little bit on the boring side, maybe not so polished. Dull. Okay, it means like if you were picturing a star wouldn't be so shiny, it would be dull. It would be maybe lacking luster or shine. Okay, dull. Can you look at the second word? Adriana, what's the second word underneath dull? That one you've seen before. Thanks.
D.
Thanks.
D.
Thank. What does it mean to thank somebody? Thank. If you thank somebody, you're giving them appreciation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Harvey, I have my person here now, so I'm going to mute myself.
Sure. Okay, and then the last one, I'll just skip a little forward for the sake of time because there's, I think, a couple of pages. I think it's kind of a longer story. So once, obviously we know once is one time. And so remember, look for your context clues while we're reading, okay? Okay. I don't have the book. Oh, yeah. Miss Bards, I think we can go forward a little. Sorry, I don't have the book.
Okay, my dear, I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, so yeah. So let's listen a little bit about the author of Bluebird and Coyote, James Bruchac. We'll find out how he says it in a second.
James Bruchac grew up listening to stories told by his father, Joseph Bruchac, a Native American storyteller and author. Now James is a storyteller and author too. Besides storytelling, Mr. Bruchak enjoys tracking animals in the wild, such as wolves, mountain lions, and grizzly bears. He also likes visiting schools, sharing his favorite stories, and teaching others about nature.
Nice.
On my back.
Okay, so Bluebird and Coyote, a Native American tale. I think that's really cool, especially this week. I think that's cool that we have a Native American story, as told by James Bruchak. Does anybody, I think we say it pretty much every time, but does anybody remember the difference between the author and the illustrator? Anybody can remember? You just raise your hand. I won't pull anybody on this one. Amanda, tell me the difference.
An author is who writes the story, and an illustrator who draws the pictures.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. Okay. So let's see who's going to read. Oh, I already one of our power words. Let's see. Genesis. Why don't you read the first page for us? Genesis. I think Genesis was here, yeah. Genesis, you there? You're up. I'm on page 40.
Like, what are you doing? Like, are you interested in
This says log.
Genesis, you on page 40?
Yes.
Okay, so let's read.
Log. Log.
Nice.
Long.
Long.
Purple.
O. E.
Long.
E.
Blue.
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 Blue. Blue.
Bird.
Bird.
Was.
Was.
Not.
Not.
Blue.
You.
She.
She.
Was.
Was.
Great.
Great. Great.
And. Dog.
Dog.
How.
Did.
Did.
She. Go.
Get.
Get.
Her.
Her.
Color.
Color. That's what it says.
Awesome. Thank you, Genesis. So, just again, long ago, Bluebird was not blue. She was gray and dull. How did she get her color? Does anybody remember Miss Booz said about the word dull, which is one of our power words? So, does anybody remember what dull means? Does anybody remember?
She looked like the world.
Let's see. Who has their hands up nicely? Let me see. Elizabeth. Do you remember?
Huh?
Elizabeth. Do you remember what dull means? It's one of our power words. Do you remember?
Doll means?
Dull. Dull. The highlighted word on the page. You gotta pay attention, remember?
Freaking awesome guy.
Do you want me to call on someone else to help you out? Okay, somebody else.
Miss Harvey, I can't hear you.
What? Okay, one of our power words is dull, right? So, do you remember what Miss Booz said dull means? She said it a couple minutes ago. Do you remember? It's okay. I can call on someone else. It's okay. I know it's a new word.
A doll means that.
Not a doll. Dull. Dull.
Okay,
Okay, let's ask one of our friends. Maybe one of our friends can help. Who knows? Anybody remember? Michelle, Michelle, you have your hand up. What does dull mean?
That means like when the star is not shining.
Very good. So dull is not really colorful. It's not shiny, right? So let's look at the photo of Bluebird for a second. Obviously, Bluebird isn't blue, right? So she's a little gray. Gray is kind of a dull color. It's when something's gray, there's not a lot of color. Okay. Okay, who wants to, let's see who reads who's up next. We're on page 41 now. Kelsey, can you read page 41 for me, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
What?
Charlie. Yo me veo como Allison, mira. Allison.
Guys, let's make sure that if we're not talking, we have our microphones on mute, right? So we can hear our friends talk. Because I know I can see a couple of you don't have them off, and it's a little distracting when Kelsey's trying to read, right?
O-N-E.
Right. That's all right. Let's try to sound out. What sound does the O make, Kelsey? Come on. Well, that's a little hard. It's one. O-N-E, one. One. What's the next one? There you go. So one, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So one, and then one what? One. Let's keep going. Nice job, Kelsey. I love the way you're sounding it out. Okay. One. Nice job. Okay.
I don't really know how to sound out because usually sometimes I forget to do the sounds of these letters.
No,
I
I know.
really know how to sound out. That's all.
It's okay. I understand. Let's keep going. Let's keep reading. So we got one day. Let's keep going.
One.
There you go. All right, come on, Kelsey. I know some of these you know. So let's try to read this all together. So one day.
One day.
Gray.
Day. Gray.
Come on, keep reading. You know how to read, Kelsey. Come on. You don't have to sound them all out. Some of them you know.
G-R-A-Y.
G-R-A. Gray. Gray.
B-I-R-D. B-A-R-D.
Nice. Bird.
Bird. S-A.
Saw. Saw.
A. N. A. L. L. A. K. E.
How you say L-A-K.
O.
Lake.
Link. I-T. I-T.
It. There you go.
Is it I too?
It. It was. I know that's a big word, so I'll help you out with this big B word here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You. So repeat after me when I do it, Kelsey. You. T. Full. Put that together. Beautiful. Beautiful. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's finish up this page and then we'll move on. A.
We can go to the next page.
We're gonna go in a second, Zia. Let's be patient, please.
B. L. U. E. E.
Blue. That's blue. B-L-U-E. I know that's a little bit of a harder one, too. Blue. And then the next one's butterfly. I know that's another big one.
Butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang it. Oh, I forgot this word. This letter.
Sorry, Miss Barrows, can you go back? Thank you. No, sorry, Miss Barrows just clicked forward. I don't have the book in front of me, so I have to look at the screen. We did this word already. I know we already did it. Was. W. It's was. W-A-S. That's was.
A-T.
At.
T. H. T-H-E. T-H-E.
The. T-H-E, the. And then lake. Lake. It's okay. Let's just pay attention to what we're doing. Thank you, Kelsey. So it's one day, Great Bird saw a lake. It was beautiful. A blue butterfly was at the lake.
Hold on, someone's knocking on the door.
Okay, Kelsey. Okay, let's see who's next. Gianni, do you want to do the next page for us? Gianni on? I don't know.
Okay, Miss Harvey, how about we call on Grace? I don't know if Gianni's ready at the moment. We'll come right back to you, Gianni.
Sure.
Okay, hi, Grace.
How did you get your color? Asked the bird. It is from the lake, said Butterfly.
So just really quick, does anybody see what color? Let's remember to pay attention to the illustrations and pay attention to what the author is saying. What color is the lake? Thank you, Zia. But let's remember we gotta raise our hands before we answer, right? So that we give all of our friends a chance to answer. Okay, let's see who else. Okay. Mariella. Is Mariella here?
Yes.
Okay. We're on page 43. 43.
Okay. It says the. Is that a the?
It's the. It's the TH noise and then IS. So this.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Is me. Now,
how. How, it's an H, not an
how?
N. Yeah.
To go it go it go
Get.
oh
Get.
it is do is
Said. 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 Say it with me. Said.
sad
Said.
sad
Said. You know what I'm saying, Mariel?
oh
Said butterfly.
sad butterfly go
Go.
in the
Lake.
lake
Lake.
a lake
Lake.
be may do
Mm-hmm.
it
Four.
for d yeah
Days.
I think I forgot that word.
It's okay. Days. Days in a
Days.
row.
Days
Yeah.
in a
Row.
row.
Row. But you sounded, that was good sounding it out, Mariel. That was really good. What is the TH sound? It's right? Remember. It's not a T like that, it's the. Then. Then. TH sound. Remember the TH sound?
Then
Yeah. That's one of our power words. Remember we did it earlier. Thank.
think.
Thank.
Oh, think. The
Lake.
oh wait.
Lake. Okay. So thanks, Mariella. So this is the last page. Is how did you get your color? Asked Graybird. It is from the lake, said Butterfly. This is how to get it, said Butterfly. Go in the lake. Do it 4 days in a row. Then thank the lake. Now, does anybody, I know that we looked at this before, does anybody notice what color the butterfly is? Let's raise our hands. Let's see who has their hands up. Let's see. Carla, what color is the butterfly?
Blue.
And Carla, tell me just really fast, what color is the lake? Do you remember that?
Yes, blue.
Right? Okay, so let's try to make connections here, okay? Let's remember that. And then thank is our power word. Thank, you guys know what thank means, and this week is Thanksgiving, so it's a perfect power word for this week, right? Does anybody want to just tell me really fast what thank means? Can somebody define it for me really quick? Samuel. How about Samuel? What does thank mean?
Thank means to
So if I'm saying thank you to somebody, what am I doing? What am I showing somebody when I say thank you?
that means that
It means that I'm appreciative, right? I appreciate something. I'm grateful for something. Right? Thanks, Samuel. Okay, I'll read the next couple pages just to save a little bit of time because it's getting a little bit late. I don't want to keep you guys on too long. Okay, so Gray Bird did this. Then she was blue. Thank you, Lake. So we see, you guys can look at, I want again you guys to look at the illustrations. You see, they show all the different, you see the little transformation from a gray and kind of dull color to a nice pretty blue color. And then long ago, Coyote was green. Coyote saw Bluebird. How did you get your color? Asked Coyote. I will tell you, said Bluebird, and she did. Coyote went in the lake, but he did all 4 dips in one day. Once he was blue, Coyote got out. He did not thank the lake. Does anybody, so once is another one of our power words. Does anybody remember what once is? You guys know, it's hard, and I think you guys know what once means, but let me see which one of you guys, let's see, was their hands up? Let me see. Amanda, Amanda, give me another one. Amanda's in with the power words today.
Okay.
What does once mean?
It means that you only did it 4 times in one day.
Right, but in the word once, that's in this you're right, but once is just that you did it one time.
Yeah.
So once you got to something, then you're done, right? So once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when he turned blue, he just got out.
Yeah, so once he was blue, he got out. He was done, right? Okay. So, Coyote ran off to tell his friends, but Coyote fell. He went down, down, down a big hill. And you guys can see, again, paying attention to the illustrations, you see now he's blue. But now because he's falling down the hill, what does he have all over him? What happens when you fall down a hill? What do you get on you? Does anybody know? Allison, tell me, what does it look like he has on him now that he's falling down the hill?
He has mud.
He does have mud on him, right? That's not good. I don't like getting mud on myself. I'm very clumsy and I've fallen into mud a few times. It's definitely not fun. Okay, we ready? Great. Okay, does anybody, I think this is the last page. Does anybody, okay, you know what, actually, I will use one more piece on my paper. Is Isabel here? Isabel's here, I think, right? Isabel, you're up. I think we're on page 49.
Here we go. Can you
48.
No, Isabel, read it off the screen.
I got it. Coyote got up. Now he was all dusty and dull.
Dull, yeah.
To this day, Bluebird is blue and Coyote is dusty gray.
Okay, I think, is that the last page? I don't know that's the last page. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. Okay, So, let's look at the turn and talk questions really quickly. So let's, again, create mental images. So I know that we had illustrations, but what pictures did you make in your mind when Bluebird and Coyote got their colors? And what words helped you create those pictures? Does anybody want to, they want to be brave and answer? Anybody? So think about when you were reading about Bluebird and Coyote getting their colors, what words in the text helped you picture that in your head? Let's see, who has their hand up that we haven't heard from?
Allison has her hand up.
Allison.
And well,
Allison, tell me, what pictures did you make in your mind when you were thinking about Bluebird and Coyote's colors, and what helped you get there?
Coyote never. He was blue, but he go in the mud. Now he is like a little bit gray. I don't know what color, but he looks gray. A little bit gray.
Right, awesome. You looked at the word gray. What's another word? Does anybody want to give me maybe another word that could have given us a hint about the word gray? I'll give you a hint. It's one of the power words. Samuel, what's one of the words that made you think about Coyote being gray?
What?
What's one of the words when you were thinking of Bluebird and Coyote that made you think gray?
I can't hear them. People keep talking.
It's okay. It's okay. When you're thinking about Bluebird and Coyote and about how they were both gray at different points in the story, what's one of the words? Think of the power words that we have. What's one of the words that made you think of gray? You can look at your power words.
Doll.
Doll. Very good, Samuel. So when you think of Coyote falling down, and getting all covered in some icky mud, what kind of color is it? It's not a shiny color, it's a dull color now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not so fun. I would not want to be Coyote. Does anybody else want to talk about maybe the blue colors? Why don't we talk about what made us think of the blue colors? What words? Does anybody want to try?
I know what makes me think of blue.
All right, Samuel, give me one. We'll go back to you.
What makes me think of blue is but is it supposed to be in words?
You can if you want to tell me about the picture, you can. It's okay.
What makes me think about blue is
Do you want to think about it and I'll come back to you, Samuel?
Huh?
You want to think about it and I'll come back to you?
Okay.
I'll come back to you. Okay. Does anybody else want to try about the word blue? Let's see. Was their hands up? I see a couple people. Michelle, I haven't heard from you in a while. Lake. Very good, because when you think of lakes and little things of water, you think of them being blue, right? All right, tell you what, I think we have time for maybe one more, and then I want to move on. Preston, do you have your hand up, or are you just stretching? You have your hand up? Okay, you can answer. What makes you think of the color blue when you were reading?
When I'm reading?
Mm-hmm.
Means to say thank you to the lake, to the pond.
Okay, so the lake, again, we just said the lake makes us think of the colors that we think of when we think of Bluebird and Coyote. Okay, and then the second question was what does the sorry guys, I don't know the book in front of me.
Want you to learn from the story.
Yeah, what does the author want you to learn from the story? Does anybody want to maybe venture a guess? Think about what happened in the story. Does anybody maybe want to take a guess? Let's see. Carl, I see your hand up. What do you think the lesson is?
So they were trying to teach you, like, for instance, what they were trying to say inside the story. They were trying to say, if you want, you see the blue butterfly, how the little bird wanted to be that blue color, but he was scared that it wouldn't come off. Like, it wouldn't. For instance, he didn't know where the lake was. It's just an example. He wanted to turn blue, but he didn't know where the lake was. So he was looking all around, but he couldn't find it. He felt nervous to ask his friend because he felt like shy. And he didn't want to ask his friend because he felt like it wouldn't be the right thing. He felt like he could find it. But then he really needed help, and he didn't know where it was, so he got frustrated. So then he finally asked his friend, and his friend told him. And then he finally got the anger out of his brain, out of his body.
Okay, so maybe one of the lessons in the story is that maybe when we really need help with something, maybe we can just ask our friends for help, right?
Yeah.
Just like he asked the beautiful blue butterfly, and now Bluebird's blue and beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks,
And
Carl.
even the fox tried it. What is it?
It's a coyote. The other one was a coyote.
It is, yeah, it is a coyote. It kind of looks like a fox.
It does kind of look like a fox. You're right. Okay. Does anybody else want?
And it's a fox.
That's true. Okay. Does anybody else maybe want to try thinking about maybe one more thing that we could have taken away from it? Does anybody else want to try?
I see Isabel's hand up.
Isabel, what are you thinking? What do you think is the other? What do you think is another thing that the author wants us to take from the story?
Instructions.
No, but explain what you said.
Yeah. Wait. I think Coyote didn't listen to Bluebird. He didn't listen to Bluebird that he didn't think the river, so he has to do instructions.
Is to follow instructions, is what you were saying.
Okay, that's another. Thank you, Isabel. That's another really good one. Maybe that you should follow instructions and you should do the things that people ask you to do, and that'll help you, right? Awesome. I'm thinking of anything else. All right, guys.
Okay, guys.
Thank you guys so
Wonderful.
much. You guys were awesome.
Good job, guys. So for independent work, what you're gonna do is page 50 and 51. Okay, page 50 and page 51. And then, let me just check the no it short book. Hold on. So circle that page now, so that you guys know what you're doing for homework. Okay, hold on. Okay, and that is it. That's all you're gonna do today. Because then we're not gonna do know it, show it until next week, okay? So the only thing you have to do